Hello, my name is Kelly Breivik, and I am the Head Education Coordinator at Brass Bell Music. Earlier we learned how to hold the guitar and how to strum the guitar, and now we are going to learn how to make chords on the guitar. Now before we learn the chords, we have to know a little bit about the anatomy of the guitar. So we want to know what the fretboard is, or the fingerboard. It's called either because it's the board that we put our fingers on. It's also a board where the frets are. Another thing that we want to know is the neck, which is the back of the guitar over here. And then we also want to know the names and the numbers of the strings. So, the names of the strings, we'll start with that. This lowest one over here, this is our low E, then A, then D, G, B, E. And a way we can remember that is Eddy-Ate-Dynamite-Good-Bye-Eddy. E, A, D, G, B, and E. Alternatively, we use numbers for the strings as well. There's 6 strings on the guitar, and the biggest string gets the biggest number, this 6, and the littlest string gets the littlest number, 1. So we got string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we use a lot of numbers with guitar. We use numbers for our fingers. Our pointer is 1, middle is 2, ring is 3, and pinky is 4. Our thumb is just support so it doesn't get a number. And then these frets also have numbers. We start all the way down here by the nut. This is fret 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. So if we said, put your first finger on the first fret of the first string, we would know that this is our first finger, this is the first fret, and this littlest string is number 1. So, if I said put your first finger on the first fret of the second string to start the C chord, you would know to put your first finger right here on the B string. Then, we put our second finger on the second fret of the string over here, so we're skipping 1. So, let's walk us through what name this is. So we got E, A, D. So we're going to put it on the second fret of the D string. And then we're going to put our third finger on the third fret of the string over here. Now what is that? Well, let's count us back up again. We got E, then A. So, we got first finger on the B string, second finger on the D string, and third finger on the A string. And we're going to make a nice C chord. So let's reset, and we'll say it again. So we got first finger, first fret of the second string, which is B. We got our second finger on the second fret, skipping the string in between. We're skipping the G, and we're going right down to D. And then we're going to have our third finger on the third fret of the A string, which is string number 2. Boom. So, string 2, string 3, and string 5. Now for the D chord, we are going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going from a very open chord to a very tight and compressed chord. And we're going to have 2 of our fingers sharing the same fret, except we're going to have our first finger on the second fret of the G, second finger on the second fret of the E, and third finger on the third fret of B. So now we're using strings 4, 5, and 6 for a nice D chord. So we got C, and then we have D. Now a good way to practice between chords is to give yourself a little bit of time, so you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. And as you get better, you could go quicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then ultimately, you'll just be able to go back and forth with no problem whatsoever. Now, I did promise you 3 chords, so we're going to get to that now. Our G chord is even more open than our C chord, and it's going to take a little bit of time. Some people like to use their pinky here as opposed to their third finger, but I'm going to show you with the third finger for now, because getting your pinky involved is something that will take time, and it's going to require a lot of pinky push-ups and sort of strengthening this itty-bitty finger over here. So we're going to make life just a little bit easier for you now by using our first, second, and third fingers. So once again, we're going to be sharing frets. Our third finger and our second finger are going to be sharing the same third fret on the opposite E string. So we have third finger, third fret on the first string, third finger, third fret on the sixth string. I also realized that earlier I called these strings 4, 5, and 6 by accident. I should have been saying 1, 2, and 3. But we all make mistakes and we all learn from them. We got string over here, third finger on the frets regardless, and then we have our first finger on the second fret of the fifth string for a nice, beautiful G chord. So let's do that one more time. We've got third finger, third fret, second finger, third fret, first finger, second fret. On the E, we have both of them on both E's, we have it on the third fret, and on the A, we have it on the second fret. So once again, we've got C, G, and last but not least, G.